Right, good day and welcome. Welcome back to Maths and Physics with Mr. Simons. Right, we're looking at financial math, and yeah, we're looking at the November 2024 exam question where it's on present value annuities, and we're going to test can you calculate balance outstanding on the loan as well as calculate the time period to work out how long it takes you to pay off something. Right, so let's look at the first question. Tsepo was granted a loan of 100,000 on 1st March 2022 at an interest rate of 13.5% per annum, compounded monthly. Tsepo agreed to repay the loan over 5 years in monthly installments of 2,398 rand starting on 1st April 2022. Right? Now, what's given to me here? I have an interest rate of 13.5% per annum, which is 13.5 divided by 100, or simply put 0.135, right? But it's compounded monthly, so therefore 0.135 divided by 12, right? So that's what's given. So before I'm looking at the equation, I'm just looking at what's given. Tsepo agreed to repay the loan over 5 years, so time period is 5 years. Right, so n equal 5 years times 12, right, compounded monthly, so he's going to repay this over 60 equal monthly installments. Right, his monthly payment, X, is 2,398. So X there equal 2,398 Rand, and he's starting on 1st April 2022. Right, so that is when he's starting his payment. Right, so let's go look at the first question. Calculate the total interest that he will pay over 5 years. Right, so how much will he pay over 5 years is interest, right? So he's making 2,398 Rand, right? He's paying over 5 years, but it's 60 payments, right? So 60 times that, right? Get the value, and we have to subtract it then from 100,000 because that is how much he borrowed, right? So total paid would equal monthly payment times amount of payments. So his monthly payment times the amount of payments, right? So his monthly payment equal 2,398 Rand times amount of payments, which is 60, and that there gives me a total of 138,058 Rand 80 cents. Right, so that is how much he's paying. So his interest is this minus the 100,000 that he borrowed. Right, so total interest paid would equal 138,058 Rand 80 cents minus 100,000. So his total interest paid on 100,000 loan is 38,058 Rand, 38,058 Rand 80 cents, right? Let me stop playing around and pronouncing things wrong. Right, so let's go to the next question. Right, now we already know all of that. We already know the interest, right? Now 7.3.2. Tsepo paid 22,398 Rand, his monthly installment, which is 2,398, an additional 20,000 on 1st March 2024 into the loan account. He continues to pay the original monthly installment thereafter. How many months earlier will Tsepo repay the loan? Right, so initially, Tsepo took the loan out in 1 March 2022, right? And we need to know now what is his balance outstanding on 1st March 2024. So we need to know how much does he owe us before he makes an extra 20,000 Rand installment, right? So to solve, as I said, what did he owe us before making the payment of 22,398 cents? So if we look at that, we're going to use the formula P equal to x1 minus I, 1 plus I to the negative n over I to get my balance outstanding. Alright, so if we look at time period, initially he was planning to pay 5 years, so 5 times 12, which gives me 60, minus from 1st March 2022 to 1st March 2024, right, that is 2 years, right, so basically, or from April till there would work out still to 2 years, right, so it's basically from 1st April to there because he started paying month after, right, till there would give me, and he paid on that day, so from there till there is 2 years, so 2 times 12 is 24, so 5 times 12 gives me 60, minus the 24 gives me 36, right, so we have to ignore the 36 because he hasn't reached that time period, right, so we need to know what is balance outstanding for the last 36 months before he starts paying that, so there n would be 36. I is still 0,135 over 12. X is still 2,398 Rand. Right? And if we substitute that all in, we 2,398. I is 0,135 over 12. And there now, negative 36. That gives me a total of 67,804 and 94 cents. Right, so by the time he decides to pay an extra 20,000, remember his installment of 2,398 Rand is included in that. Ne? So by the time he decided that he is ready to make an extra deposit of 20,000, that's what he owed us. So we're going to subtract 20,000 from this total. Right, so balance outstanding. Say a once-off payment of 20 would then be 67,804.94 minus 20,000 equal 47,804 and 94 cents. Right, so now that payment when he's made it, his new P value is 47,804.94. Right, so calculate N using P. P is 47,804, X is 2,300,98 and I 0,135 over 12. So we need to know how long does it take him now to pay off this total if he continues paying 2,398 cents. Right, so if you look at the equation, P equal X, 1 minus 1 plus I to the negative N over I. P would be 47,804.94 cents. X is 2,398. 1 minus 1 plus 0,135 over 12 to the negative n over 0,135 over 12. So technically, I'm going to say 47,804.94 times 0,135 over 12. I'm going to divide it by 2,398. All right. So I'm left here with 1 minus 1 plus 0,135 over 12, negative n. Right, if I take this over, that becomes positive 1 plus 0,13512 to the negative n, and this becomes 1 minus whatever I have here. Right, so simplify it. I get for this here 1 plus 1,01125 to the negative n, and this 1 minus that gives me 0,766. Right, now to solve for n, we're always going to use log. So I can say that's my base. I can say n equal to log 1,01125 to the power 0,7666, or not power, equals 0,7666, or I can just say negative n log this equal log that, right? So just log both sides, right? So there I have negative n log 1,01125 equal to log of 0,766. Log 0,766 divided by log 1,01125 gives me n equal to 23,83. Alright, so initially I had 36 payments I had to make. Now I'm paying it off 23,83 or 24 payments, so 36 minus 24. equal 12 months earlier. So that extra payment of 20,000 means I pay my loan off a year before the time. So I hope you follow. Right, let's go to the next question. Right, oh, that is still the same thing. Right, so yeah, technically I don't know why so many duplicates, but in any case, continue practicing. I wish you nothing but the best. If you feel you need extra help and you stay somewhere in Johannesburg South, feel free to come to the Simon's Tuition Center. We will gladly see how we can assist you, build up your confidence, and get you more exam ready. God bless. Bye.